Hey y'all, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora, and on today's video we are doing another island tour. So if you're someone out there needing some great natural inspiration, including some citycore elements as well, this island is definitely made for you. Today's island is a overgrown natural island with some citycore elements, and I'm really excited to check this island out today with y'all because my next island is going to be more natural. So I feel like this is going to be some great inspo for me as well. So here is the island map and dream address in case you want to come explore this incredible island with me today. As you can see, we got a lot of waterscape going on, and there's just so many unique different things about this island that I can't wait to talk about and just showcase in today's island tour. But just like usual, we will be starting our island tour right here at the entry. Today's island was also created by Cherie.Crossing on Instagram. I will have all of their socials linked in the video's description. I definitely recommend checking them out in case you also want to use any of the custom design codes that we are looking at today too. So immediately we already have a super strong start to this island theme. I am obsessed with the idea of a abandoned station right at the entry, but we're gonna kind of just wander and see what happens today. I did notice that there was a Mario pipe behind that bamboo tree, so we are definitely gonna go back down there and kind of see where that takes us before we actually, start exploring more of the island too. So it looks like the Mario pipe actually takes us to the plaza, and this actually helps us navigate towards their entry since it is blocked off by waterscape. So I really like how they did that transition so they could keep the idea that they had going on with the giant lake by the highway build that we'll see later, and just making it easy to get to the start of their island. So that is definitely a really clever idea. So let's go ahead and make our way back towards the entry, and then once again, like I said earlier, we're just gonna wander and kind of see where this train station and train tracks just take us. So something I absolutely loved about today's island tour was the lake placement on their map. Most of the time we see these perspectives kind of being put towards the edge of the map to fill up, unwanted space, but they have been able to take both this perspective and make it functional on other areas of their map as well. So the fact that this is so close towards the entry, I just felt like that was a really unique placement for, this build just in general. So over here we have this really stunning boat lookout, and again, this is right by their entry. Just a really nice, unique placement for such a gorgeous build. And then we're also near the edge of their map, which with all this detail and greenery, it doesn't even feel like we're at the edge, but of course if I move my camera you can see we are. But they have been able to end these abandoned train tracks using the cave item. I just love that item so much. It's always really interesting to see how people use it on their island. So this is a wonderful idea if you're wanting to go for a abandoned train station but you're not sure how to end the train tracks. That's just a really nice easy solution to a build like we're seeing. So it looks like the lake build is extending on both sides of their highway build, but before we go explore that abandoned highway, I do want to check out the left side of their map real fast. I just can't get over how absolutely beautiful this transitional area is. We have that nice little lookout with the boat in the distance, and then this lighthouse just sitting on some overgrown terraform. I feel like this is such a great usage for their river mouth. And then we have this really nice little filler build here with this overgrown garden look, and right next to it is actually the main abandoned train station. So we're gonna go ahead and make our way towards over there. We also have a really great usage with the plaza train item, and then we have like those little mine carts kind of looking like the train broke down on the tracks. So I felt like that was a really cute detail as well. And then it looks like we're now at the other side of their map near the edge of it. So this is how they ended up, finishing the main transition and how they filled up all these empty areas too on their map. So something I really appreciate about Cherie.Crossing's islands is just their attention to detail on every single theme that they do. We've actually toured several of their islands on my channel, and I just really appreciate the work and effort that they put into every single island they create. Cherie is just really amazing at making their builds feel super realistic, and again, just all the little details that they put into the builds as well. So if you're looking for somebody new to follow on Instagram that does a lot of different themes like we do on the channel and just puts a lot of thought and effort into their layouts and different islands they create, I do recommend checking Cherie out on the link provided in the video's description. Trust me, y'all will not be disappointed. So right by that lighthouse transitional area, we have another great transition idea. If you're going for more of a natural approach to an island style like we're seeing today, I really appreciate that mini island usage with that gazebo item. And then I'm pretty sure we cannot access the area over there on the second bridge, but I do want to show y'all this really pretty lookout to those boat docks over there. I do know we'll get a closer look at that location once we go across the highway build, but this is that location where I don't think that we can can access the other side of. So we're probably just going to make our way back towards the entry of their island. So the next spot on their island we have not checked out yet is the abandoned highway, and y'all know I'm a huge sucker for any type of highway build, but this one is one of the most unique approaches to a highway I have ever seen. I really appreciate such a original idea of the highway kind of expanding over the lake, and then we have usage of, you know, water decor on each side. I've never seen anyone do this before, so I think this is such a wonderful idea and just great inspo in general for other citycore themes too. Even if you're not going for a abandoned theme, I feel like this idea just in general would look really wonderful on a more tropical style kind of island. So if you want to like introduce some water and maybe add some more beachy elements, I feel like this is such a wonderful build idea. So at the end of the highway we have some really nice overgrown clutter over here, and then this is one of my absolute favorite locations on their map. Now Cherie did make that crosswalk code. I believe they shared it on their Instagram, but how beautiful and absolutely stunning does this look with all the waterscapes surrounding it, all the weeds and different moss items just cluttered in the location. I just really appreciate this build so much. They also kept Nook's Cranny in its first form, and I really love that, as that's definitely my favorite Nook's Cranny style. I still till this day wish that we got more Nook's Cranny options to edit the exterior, as I feel like it doesn't suit very many themes, but this is a wonderful idea on how to decorate it to suit a abandoned theme like we're seeing today. And then next to Nook's Cranny we also have some abandoned apartment complexes. I really absolutely love this build. Like, I cannot express how wonderful of an idea this whole location is on their map. Not to mention the clever usage of the stonework kitchen. I believe that's what that item is called, framing the side of this lookout. I believe that's also the same item they're using for their apartments, but that is such a great item for citycore. I still keep forgetting to use it. So if you're wanting to do a abandoned complex on your island, whether you're going for more natural or maybe more structured citycore, that is such a wonderful item. It even works really well on hiding terraform just in general. So not even just for citycore structural builds, but just hiding that terraform when you're trying to go for a more citycore kind of approach on an island. Definitely a really great item and just underrated in my opinion. So just like I mentioned earlier in this video, one of the things I appreciate most that cherie.crossing does is the attention to detail. This road design code looks absolutely stunning with the placement of the flower and the leaf piles, and just, you know, all the dropped materials really just bring that build to life. I feel like islands like we're seeing today really will help bring inspiration to those kind of wanting to do a more realistic natural like island, and again just really struggling on focusing on details to make your island feel really realistic. Anyways, once we leave that apartment complex, we have this really nice overgrown area by their secret beach. I feel like this whole entire layout and placement of everything in this location is just so well done. We also have a really nice placement of a villager home with some farming inspiration if you're wanting to make use of the farming items. And then I just really appreciate this gorgeous waterscape at the edge of their map, kind of almost making that house look like it's on a little island in a way. Just really great waterscape and terraforming honestly throughout this whole entire island build. So I think there is only a couple locations left on their map I needed to explore, but I'm gonna go check out these villager homes real quick to make sure we don't miss anything. It looks like these villagers are right next to the Nook's Cranny build with that really nice overgrown crosswalk. So I do think we have to make our way towards the top left side of their island, and I think those are the remaining spots. Like I say on every island tour, just in case if I do miss any locations, I always encourage you to go check out the dream address, but I am pretty confident that we haven't missed anything on this island tour today. So once we move up on this incline above that villager home, we just get greeted with this really stunning lookout of the wheat fields in the background. And then it looks like we also have an overgrown school over there. I'm pretty sure we can get a closer look in a second to check that school out. But we have like this house over here that looks like it was under construction, but the construction never got completed. I feel like that is such a wonderful idea and attention to detail. I think that would work really well too on a more structured island. So overall, just a lot of great ideas have been on this island tour today. I really am hoping that you're getting a ton of Animal Crossing inspo from today's tour like I have been. As many of y'all know, I have been working on a abandoned theme, so this island today is definitely going to help me finish up those last little areas on my map. This island today truly has just been so inspiring. I can't get over how much detail there has been in every location on the map, not to mention just how many different builds they were able to incorporate on their island. I feel like I'm always running out of island space, so every time I visit y'all's islands and you're able to incorporate so much detail, so many different builds, builds. I always wonder how y'all manage your space so well because I constantly am struggling. So it looks like Cherry kept her museum at its first stage, and I absolutely adore the 10th stage so much. I think it suits the island theme too really well, and it just really complements all the lush green tones. But behind the museum, we have this small little abandoned overgrown school, and I just thought this was such a cute build. And I think this is wonderful inspo if you want to have some sort of a abandoned school in your island but you don't have much space left. This is honestly some great inspo even from my current island theme. So I really appreciate the idea of this little tiny school that's just like tucked in between all that terraform. So one of the last locations on this island tour today is this gorgeous natural villager neighborhood. I really love the double bridges in that incline area, kind of serving as a really nice centerpiece to this location, but I also feel like this build would work really well for any sort of natural theme as well. I also think every single villager home is beautifully decorated. I absolutely love the path placement as well in this location. Another attention to detail that I really appreciated was the idea of all this little, boat clutter and more fishing decor since we're near the edge of the map. We also have this really nice little overgrown area by this villager home, and I think this is leading back up towards the museum. So once again, just like I mentioned earlier, this island just has a really good flow to it and such a nice layout, and all the waterscaping is just beautifully done. So now I made my way back over here where the two bridges are in this overgrown villager neighborhood, and I just wanted to show y'all how absolutely beautiful this waterscape is, framing that villager home right here. And again, just all the path placement is so natural looking and really well done. Just everything on this island tour today has just been so inspiring and absolutely beautiful. Anyways, we are nearing the end of today's island tour. Let me know your favorite location in the comment section below. I hope that today's island tour brought you a ton of Animal Crossing inspo like it did for me. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a horrible day. I'll see you next video.